Hello my beautiful collective, and welcome to this video. Guys, I do hope you guys can appreciate these types of videos. They are again in my non-tarot playlist. These are interesting topics ranging from anywhere from spiritual awakening to the types of connections you could have, to trauma bonds. And what I'm noticing is as I'm doing these videos are that these topics could be helpful to you. It could be having to do with situations connected to your relationships, your family situations, or even just your self-development, your spiritual growth. Okay, guys? The topic in these videos are going to be, they vary. Okay? Visit the playlist, check out the videos. They could help you. And just know that the research I've done for these topics were very extensive. I do hope you guys can appreciate the hard work that was put into these videos, and I will be crediting the articles and the people who wrote these articles and the website in the description box below if you guys want a more concise longer version of what I kind of compacted into a video. You know, I only took from the important points I felt would be useful to you guys. But you guys could always refer back to the article, the website. I have listed that information in the description box below. Okay, guys? So I do hope you enjoy these videos, and let me know in the comments what you think. Again, everybody's experience is going to be different with every single one of these videos. It could resonate, it might not resonate. And regarding your spiritual awakening journey, okay, you could be at different levels. So just take all these videos with a grain of salt. Okay, it might resonate, it might not, but take it with a grain of salt. Also, the articles that I've researched, it's not to say that what they say is written in stone, but it's just a an idea of, you know, with these topics, you know, what they're sharing. Okay, so again, take it with a grain of salt. I do hope you enjoy these videos. I worked very hard researching it. Without further ado, here we go, guys. Hello, my beautiful collective. It is I, Rosa, Lady Capricorn Tarot. In this video, we will be talking about what is the dark night of the soul. Now, guys, during our spiritual awakening, we do experience a dark night of the soul. It is a very, very heavy time, okay, when you're going through dark night of the soul. And so I felt like I needed to cover this topic because it is so common, okay? It's very, very common. And I haven't seen too many people cover this topic. So if you're going through the dark night of the soul and don't know what you're going through, this video might be helpful to you. I'm going to break it down, okay? I'm going to speak on what is the dark night of the soul, depression versus dark night of the soul. We're going to cover the stages of the dark night of the soul, okay, guys, and much more. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it because this video might be a little long. So guys, if this resonates with you, or if you're currently going through this and you don't know what you're going through, there is a difference between depression and dark night of the soul. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Let's get into this. So what is the dark night of the soul? Well, the dark night of the soul is essentially any time when our darkness comes to the forefront. Okay, guys, and this is usually through spiritual awakening. This happens, okay? It is as if we're doing everything we can to stay afloat, and it seems as if the universe, the world, and life is against us. The dark night of the soul will often involve suffering, setbacks, and obstacles. Oftentimes, a dark night of the soul is a necessary part of a person's spiritual evolution. It often happens to guide us to find our purpose in life, pay back or balance karma, and understand deep karmic and spiritual lessons. The dark night of the soul is breaking away from the illusions of fear and ego, and to shift our alignment and values to what is real and true, the connection to the divine, and ultimately pave the way for your life purpose and mission here on earth. Okay, guys, so dark night of the soul is an intricate part of your spiritual awakening. Okay, So let's talk about depression versus dark night of the soul. So the article states there can definitely be an overlap between depression and the dark night of the soul, but they're not synonymous. Okay, so they can overlap, but they're not hand in hand at the same time, if that makes sense. Someone going through the dark night of the soul may be depressed and vice versa, but not necessarily. Depression is a mental health disorder, while dark night of the soul is a spiritual dissolution. Okay, that's the differences. The dark night of the soul is more localized to feeling distressed and disoriented in our relationship with the bigger meaning of life and the Creator. Okay, it affects one's worldview, beliefs, perspectives, thoughts, habits, and relationships. It wakes one up to life. If you are looking for guidance on sorry guys, I have to change the page. On getting through the dark night of the soul, okay, this video is going to be maybe helpful, okay, by providing you with some, helpful information. So guys, I'm going to go over the stages of the dark night of the soul, okay guys? Hey guys, I apologize for that. As you know, my dog goes crazy when she hears people in the hallway, so this was no different. I apologize for that, guys. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go on to discuss the stages of the dark night of the soul. Okay, now, for those that might be going through the dark night of the soul through your spiritual awakening, this might be a little helpful to you, because at times, as the article said, we can confuse depression with the dark night of the soul. And as I, explained to you guys earlier, there is a difference. Okay, guys? So let's go over the stages of the dark night of the soul. Okay, stage number 1, major disruption or triggering events. Okay, guys? The dark night of the soul often begins with some sort of a trigger or disruption that you're unprepared for in some ways. Okay, guys? This stage is also called the roller coaster stage and describes as a crisis due to intense pain caused by outside disruption that you have no control over. This could be, but not limited to, okay, the death of a loved one, extreme poverty or an illness, betrayal, injustice, abuse, job loss, and so on. Okay, so it's something that at stage 1, when you're beginning your dark night of the soul, an everyday trigger, okay, will be what sets it off. Okay, and these are just a few. Okay, there could be many more, but these were like the few that were highlighted in the article. So let's go to stage number 2, loss of direction and hope. Okay, following the initial trigger, as the dark night of the soul sets in, so too does despair and hopelessness. Why you may feel, so it says you may feel as if the life you've been living is meaningless, okay, during this stage. You may also separate yourself from others, guys, okay? So just be aware of that. So there's stage number 3. This is the rock bottom stage, okay, guys? And this is when you have to hit the very lowest, okay, before you start progressing upwards. Okay, so stage 3 is literally you hit rock bottom, the lowest of the low. You can't drop any lower. Okay, this is where some people coupled up with stage 1 and 2 just feel like they want out. Okay, they want to delete themselves, if you know what I mean. Okay, because on YouTube you can't use the S word. Okay, but in this stage, okay, you just feel like you want to delete yourself, your life. You want to delete your life. Okay, so the rock bottom stage, okay, the entire dark night of the soul is not easy, right, guys? But at the rock bottom, it's going to feel like a breaking point or threshold of pain. Okay, guys? It is typically the darkest time in someone's life. You may become emotionally numb, lose friends and family, isolate yourself, and just, you have a feeling of numbness, okay? And you might want to numb your pain through addictions at this time. Okay, guys, so be very careful. Okay, because a lot of people during this time who may never have used or abused drugs and alcohol will abuse it at this time. Okay. um, it says often in this phase, family and friends abandon us. Okay, so it may be too much for family and friends to deal with you when you're in this stage. Okay, because it's just very frustrating to the loved one, whether it's a family member or friend, to see you going through this, and no matter what they say or do, it's not penetrating you. Okay, you just feel like you're numb, so you're not listening to anything. So there's a frustration there, not that they want to turn their backs on you, they just don't know how to deal with it. So in their mind, they feel like, let me give them space to go through whatever they're going through. I'm gonna let them know I'm here, but I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna separate myself, give them space. Okay, guys. This phase turns into the darkest hours of our life, but it will also teach us a valuable lesson if we are open to receive it. So during this time, guys, it might feel like you've hit rock bottom, because you will, but all in all, there's a lesson to be learned in this stage. But are you willing to receive it is the question. Okay, guys. So then there's stage number 4, waking up to the truth. Okay, after your darkest hours, you begin waking up to the truth, which won't be easy, guys. Okay, this stage can include physical symptoms of stress, such as headaches, nausea, and body aches, and even psychological and emotional manifestations. Okay, guys? One will have the opportunity to go deeply into themselves, because it's your inner journey, okay, back to source. So this is, this is more like inner work. Okay, you will finally be ready to face what it is. Okay, instead of running away from it, wake up to a greater meaning to your life and it all. Okay, so in other words, instead of like everything you've ever ran from, right, or everything that you're running from in stage 3, in stage 4, okay, it's inner work. You're going within, right? And instead of running away from what it is that you don't want to face, in this stage, okay, you start facing whatever it is that you're trying to run from in stage 3. Okay, the dark night of the soul will accentuate what you need to release or otherwise transform. So in stage 4, okay, of the dark night of the soul, in this stage, you're being forced to go within, purge, right? Bring up what it is that you've been like running from all your life, what you thought you could just sweep under the rug, right? In stage 4, it's being, you're purging it, right? And you're being forced to face it head on instead of running from it. Okay, and in this stage, okay, universe is also going to highlight to you what it is that you need to be releasing. Okay, what this is that you've been running from that now you can no longer run from, right? You're facing head on. Okay, stage number 5, spiritual study. With your newfound knowledge of self, okay, and your purpose, then begins the 5th stage of spiritual study and attaining balance. Okay, after you've discovered your life purpose, you will start laying the foundations of the life that you are truly meant to live. You may become more curious and drawn to spiritual teachers and guides at this time, and you'll slowly but surely, okay, start to act like a creator and build the life you want. Okay, and as you can see, guys, as we're going through the stages, there is an out. Okay, whereas and this is the difference between, again, dark night of the soul and depression. During the dark night of the soul is temporary, and through your spiritual journey, you need to go through this stage, guys. You cannot reach the level of awakening and evolving if you don't go through this. So this is like a must. It sucks, but as you can see, as I'm going through the stages, you're slowly coming out of it. Okay, guys, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to hang in there and see it through and let it happen. Okay, guys, and be patient with it, and be patient with yourself. Okay, so it says then we move on to stage number 6, authentic living. And this is the last stage, guys, by the way. Okay, authentic living. As your dark night of the soul comes to a close, you'll discover a sense of peace, understanding, and wholeness that has previously felt lost. Okay? So this is the beauty of seeing these stages through. At the end of all this, it's almost like you have a new beginning here, guys, okay? You'll know you're in the final stage of the dark night of the soul when you have a greater understanding of life's bigger picture, the lessons you've learned, the wounds you've healed, okay, guys? This stage, okay, in this stage, you'll be in a place where you no longer lean on dysfunctional old patterns, right? Both personal and generational, and you'll feel guided to live a more purpose. You'll be guided to live with more purpose and passion. Okay. You will also be inclined to be of service to others rather than yourself. So coming out of the dark night of the soul, it's like you come out a new person, a rebirth, a transformation here, guys, okay? Coming out of dark night of the soul, where you were once thinking of self and coming from a place of ego, by the time you hit stage 6, you're ready. You're like a new person here. You're ready to give back. You're not selfish, okay? You're ready to be of service to others, okay? So let's talk about how do I get out of the dark night of the soul. So they have like a couple of do's and don'ts here, okay? And I'm just going to go over it. Again, take these with a grain of salt, okay? This might resonate or might not resonate with you. I am simply going over the do's and don'ts that are listed in the article, okay? So for the do's, it says ask yourself what you need to feel grounded, okay? To feel whole, to feel connected, to feel productive, to feel purposeful, and then do precisely that, okay? It's about recognizing what you need and taking the best care of yourself. Self-care is a higher part of that, and I agree with that point, okay? It also states you'll also want to trust your intuition. And guys, I say this all the time. Trust your intuition as well as spiritual guidance you receive. The key is being willing to integrate the lessons and move on with serenity. Sorry, guys. And the top of my head is buzzing. My crown chakra is going crazy right now. So I must be hitting on the situation of a few of my collectives that are currently going through the dark night of the soul and think that it's depression. So guys, please know the difference, okay? So they also say the more open you are to change, the more you're likely to end your dark night of the soul sooner. Okay, guys? So your dark night of the soul process can go faster if you just become more open, okay, to change. It says looking for the lesson that the dark night of the soul is trying to teach you will also be very helpful. So there again, guys, I can't stress this enough. You are meant to go through the dark night of the soul during your spiritual awakening. It is, I say, mandatory, okay? There's no way around it. You cannot take a shortcut through your spiritual journey. You have to go through this because this is very important, because coming out of this experience, okay, you come out of it a changed person, okay? Things that you didn't see before, you experience. It's like you are experiencing life on a different level, okay, guys? And so those are the do's. Now, with the don'ts, they state, don't try to control or resist your journey. Ego and a need for control is the biggest barrier to getting out of the dark night of the soul. So guys, remember I said go with the flow throughout this whole process. If you try and control it, it's going to pull you and keep you sitting in it, okay? You have to go with the flow and allow everything that's happening to happen. You have no control here. You're not driving the car here, okay? Just know that. If you're someone who lives to be in control of things, okay, and fight the direction of the universe that the universe is presenting to you, you may end up facing the same situation over and over until you learn the lesson and align with your ultimate purpose. So guys, again, you're not driving the car here. Let this unfold how it has to. If you're a control freak, you're going to be forced by universe to sit your ass down and just go through this, because this is not something you can control, okay? And universe will sit you in this process. The more you fight, the more you're going to sit in this process, okay? So don't do it. Just let it go. Go with the flow, okay, guys? Um, and then it says, the bigger the ego, the more difficulty you'll have, because the big egos fail to have faith in what the universe brings, and don't trust anything outside of themselves. Again, guys, okay, if you're coming from a place of ego, universe is going to sit you in this dark night of the soul because you want to control things and you want things your way, okay? Let ego go. Let universe drive the car here. All you have to do is sit and go through it, okay? It says it's important at this time not to run away from yourself. Okay, again, guys, sit in this. Okay, you have to sit in it and go through all these stages instead of trying to run from it. It's not going to work. There's some reprioritizing that needs to happen. Some people try to run away from their darkness, but you cannot run away from yourself. Absolutely true. Okay, guys? And last section here we're going to go over is what to do once the dark night of the soul ends. Okay, guys? So the good news is, once you've reached the dawn of your dark night of the soul, aka the end, what to do next will likely be obvious, okay? The other side of the dark night of the soul, okay, is authentic alignment, awareness, peace, and heart-based living, allowing for true happiness, okay? It says many step into the true purpose and live with more purpose and joy, and their life becomes more rich and rewarding. The purpose of the dark night of the soul is to make us bigger, feel more at home, expanded, stronger, and able to give more light to the world. So in other words, guys, after your dark night of the soul ends, again, at the end of that stage, you come out a whole totally different person, present and ready to serve universe and its people, okay? You live a life of purpose, okay? Joy, and you know, you step into your true purpose, guys, and you'll know what that purpose is at the end of this stage. All right, guys, this is the end of this video. I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet. If you want the more long version of what this topic is about, I've already listed the article, the website in the description box below. I only take the things from these articles that I feel will be useful to you guys, okay? But if you want to go through the entire article, it's in the description box below. Okay, guys, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, you already know what to do. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. Also, hitting that notification bell so you guys will be alerted when I post a video, when I go live, or when I premiere a video. All right, guys, best of luck if you're going through your dark night of the soul. And if you are, you know, get in my comments below. Let me know how that's going. Until next time, my next video, guys, do know that I love and appreciate you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.